Bomb.
Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM, half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. Yours truly, sexiest man on all internet wrestling radio, Boom Boom here, shaking the room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, join me there, way across the pond in Kawasaki, Japan, first in line at McDonald's, Dave Koco.
Hey, what's going down in the hood, my friends? So,
yeah, man, dude, this is it. This is the biggest time of the year for wrestling fans. You know, Mania season is here. This weekend, I mean, it's just going to be nonstop wrestling. I mean, we're talking shows from New Japan, Ring of Honor, of course, WWE, NXT, Impact, several tons of indie promotions down there, Starcast, all
very
kinds of great
interested in
stuff.
Josh Barnett's Bloodsport too.
Yeah, I saw that message. Yeah, Minoru Suzuki versus Josh Barnett at Bloodsport, and that's like old school. Like they make it like the movie Bloodsport. They just have like a little ring, no ropes. And when I saw that, I respond. My reply to that was, "Will funeral services for Barnett follow immediately?"
Yeah. So to me, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So dude, there's just so much. There's so
It's
much.
overwhelming, dude. It is completely overwhelming.
And the thing is, like, I don't know. Besides NXT, I don't know if I'm that interested in Mania. Like, I hope Kofi wins. I hope the women rock it. But outside of that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's not much going on. I mean, you got AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. It's good versus evil, but it's WWE. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, I'm really excited about all the shows coming up to it. And man, there's a lot of pro wrestling. So if you're in New York City, you know, because we went, oh, not you, you decided not to, but we went to the shows in Orlando with the crew, and dude, it just felt like it was just too much. We went from, I think, Tuesday to Tuesday watching wrestling every day or fighting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now there's even more. Like, it's grown a lot since WrestleMania 24 as far as even alternatives. So,
You know, not even that, but you know, I want some people to kind of bear this in mind. I remember, you know, when WrestleMania was just it was on a Sunday, it was early April, it was like a 3 hour show, and that was the only thing going on. And now it has just exploded. I mean, it went from filling out like arenas like, God, with the Nassau Center to now like NFL stadiums. And not only that, but other promotions are wanting a piece of that pie. I mean, you get other promotions, they'll go into that area too, and they'll start booking up all the other smaller arenas in the area. And they'll start running shows, you know, on the days leading up to Mania. And I mean, it's taken a life of its own. I mean, just let's put wrestling aside. I mean, fan enjoyment wise, it's an amazing thing. But also, like, if you're a city, you want Mania to come because it is a huge economic boom to your city. I mean, not only do you have WWE coming into your city and bringing all these fans with them, but there's all these merchandise sales, and not even merchandise sales, that benefits WWE, but hotel rooms that have to get rented out, restaurants that get patronized, local businesses. If you're there, I mean, hell, if I'm in New York City, why not take a tour? Why not go to the Statue of Liberty? You know,
yeah,
I mean, it's just insane of how big this thing has gotten.
It really has. And on top of that, like, a lot of people, because I think WrestleMania has become bigger than WWE. And what I mean by that is, I've maybe the last 10 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe more. We'll say maybe the last 15 years, WrestleMania hasn't been about WWE. It is a holiday where you celebrate pro wrestling. You know what I mean? It's just like, even if WWE's down or up or that, it's just like, this weekend we celebrate pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, New York City is going to be, that New York City area, New York, New Jersey, they're going to be celebrating wrestling like crazy, you know? And the good thing about it too is, like, when you go, me and Boom Boom are not wealthy men, but if you go to WrestleMania, you just assume you're going to spend way more money than you usually do. You know what I mean? It's like when you go to the Super Bowl or something big. But I'm actually starting to think, what the WrestleMania is getting bigger and bigger. You know, John Oliver really threw him under the bus, but the one good thing about the one good thing he said is how high WrestleMania is. WrestleMania is considered a bigger thing than World Series. And me and Booms are old. Now, for younger fans, that's like, oh yeah, of course. But no, for us old people, that's amazing.
Dude, that was obscure. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was a little bitty kid, you know, I remember the first Mania, you know, the main event was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff, and there was like this, you know, Vince McMahon was gritting his teeth. He had his fingers crossed, just hoping this WrestleMania thing would take off. And you know, and really, and when you look back at it historically, the first WrestleMania really wasn't that great. I mean, yeah, it was historic, but you know, in terms of quality, even for that time, it wasn't the best. And they just stuck with it. It got a little bit, and especially in the latter years, right around WrestleMania 10 or so, it started getting better and better. And then they started packing out like just regular arenas where they would run Raw. Those were, I mean, they would pack places like that out for Mania, and it's just gotten just larger and larger, and it's just taken a whole new life of its own. I mean, just when me and people like me and Dave could see it from the ground up, where you know it's like, oh my God, they you know they filled out Caesar's Palace. Oh my God, this was amazing. To now it's wow, they just sold out Levi Stadium.
Yeah, and on top of that too, I remember like one of my earliest memories. I went to the movie theaters to see WrestleMania. I just remember that was part of it. I just remember WrestleMania being a big deal. So I'm hoping WWE gets their stuff together, but you kind of give up hope saying that at my age. It is improved a lot, but it's still horrible. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited. But right now we're talking New Japan.
Yeah, because that's going to be the first. I think that's the first major event that's going to get run. I mean, there's going to be events that are running all that week, all that weekend, but I think this is the first major event that's running. Now, this is historical because, there was a big fight to get Ring of Honor into Madison Square Garden. WWE pulled like a contract out and just said that, hey, this is our territory or whatever. This is our turf. You can't rent this place out to Ring of Honor. And Sinclair's lawyers had to get involved because, I mean, until recently, WWE had packed out the Garden because it was kind of a historic. It was kind of like on a promoter's checklist. Fill out, sell out Madison Square Garden. Well, WWE in recent years had been trading out the Madison Square Garden for the Barclays Center because they've been running shows there. And Madison Square Garden kind of felt neglected, and they were more than glad to put Ring of Honor in there, and they teamed up with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and there was some doubt, could Ring of Honor, could New Japan, sell out Madison Square Garden. They did. I mean, and that I think that's an accomplishment. Now there's detractors, and of course you're going to get that in anything you do. And people are asking, well, could New Japan sell out Madison Square Garden on its own? Could Ring of Honor sell out Madison Square Garden on its own? And you know what? We may find out because recently, I think it was New Japan said, we may try to do that. We may try to, sell out Madison Square Garden on our own because they're venturing out here into the United States. And I really do wish them the best of luck. But until that day comes, they've actually stacked the card here, Coco. They've got 11 matches. And I'm going to read them off here, and I'm over at NJPW1972.com, which is New Japan's English language website.
Before we break that, I just want to make a quick comment about that. Mm-hmm. I think, and I know New Japan fans, Westernized fans really hate AEW. And I know Ring of Honor really hates AEW. But I think All In happening, then this happening, I think the naysayers might as well just say, oh, we love WWE. We won't watch anything else. You know what I mean? Because like not All Japan, the All In show was a huge stepping stone. And then, the Madison Square Garden is a huge stepping stone. And it's one of those things. It's like, all right, WWE fans, are you going to be Vince McMahon with the brass rings? You're like, you won't sell out Madison Square Garden and the Tokyo Dome in the same day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, no, what they did is huge. And as a New Japan fan, I'd say part-time Ring of Honor fan, like I check in, fall in love, check out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm really proud of these companies, and to downplay this shit, you might as well just not even watch anything else. You know what I mean? Just and I'm okay with that. I think like people that badmouth AEW, people that badmouth New Japan, people that all you have to say is I enjoyed a WWE product enough not to check anything else out. And I don't think you'd be a dick. I'd be like, oh, that's amazing that you enjoy the product that much. Salute to you. But when you go on there and you're like, oh, fucking this little company that doesn't have, you know what I mean? It's just stupid. All right, let's break down the card, Booms.
All right, now we're going to start off here, and I'm just going to mention this because it's going to start off with the Honor Rumble. But right now, the only person that we know 100% confirmed for the Honor Rumble is Jushin Thunder Liger. More than likely, this may be one of his, if not his last appearance in the United States before his retirement at Wrestle Kingdom next year.
And I'll be at that event. Woohoo!
Yeah. So no, I'm not going to do any predictions on that just because I don't know who's in it. I don't know really kind of where they're going with it. I think it's just a way to get everybody on the card.
Is that the Honor Rumble?
Yeah, that's the Honor Rumble. That's all I know.
I think they should get everyone on it. And they also, yeah. All right, go on.
All right. First match here is going to be a championship versus championship match. You have Will Osprey representing New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is the never openweight champion. He's going to be taking on Jeff Cobb, the Ring of Honor television champion. And they're both going to be on the line, and these two are going to tie it up. And I'm actually looking forward to this because, Cobb, Jeff Cobb, a lot of people may know him as the Monster Montanza Cueto off Lucha Underground. Very good, very agile athlete, especially for someone his size. I mean, he's short, but he's built like a fucking brick shithouse. I mean, this guy is just absolutely amazing in the ring. And Osprey has moved up from the junior heavyweight to the heavyweight division, and on his way up, picked up the never openweight championship, and has garnered a reputation as somewhat of a giant slayer. In the New Japan Cup tournament, he defeated bigger men. He defeated Bad Luck Fale, and he also defeated Lance Archer. So this is going to be it's not without the realm of possibilities for Osprey to pull off the upset on Cobb. But then again, Cobb, he can fly, so it's not like Osprey is going to be able to buzz around him and stick and move. I mean, because Cobb can go toe to toe with him, so this is going to be a tough one to call. I don't really know who to pick on this one but I
don't know who I'm going to pick.
I don't know really who to pick.
The good thing is you got company versus company. You have title versus title, and I think anyone can win, and everyone will be satisfied. Like I think Cobb
as
coming.
As long as they don't do a fuck finish, we're fine.
Osprey, yeah. As long as there's a clean cut winner, this is it. And I think this might be match of the night. I really do. I mean, there's a lot of contenders, but I think this is the sleeper match of the night. And if this is the opening match, what I mean? You can't beat that. I mean, I am super excited to see this match, and I'm like, I think it's probably the hardest match to call. You know what I mean? I mean, you got matches later that's kind of hard to call, but this one, you can literally just see anyone winning. You know what I mean? So, overall, yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. No matter who wins, does that mean we're going to see the other guy in the other promotion?
It has to be. If not, it'll water down a great match. Like, and the thing is, that's the cool thing about it is I could see Cobb going to New Japan, and I could totally see, Osprey go to Ring of Honor. And here's the thing, it's a rare opportunity where whatever company gets, both of them are a huge benefit. Osprey and Ring of Honor is huge. Cobb in New Japan is huge. So to me, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think Will Osprey wins just because I think ROH getting Osprey benefits them more than Cobb going to New Japan.
Here's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Will Osprey winning because he just recently picked up the never openweight championship. I think he'd be a good fit for Ring of Honor. Plus, it gives Jeff Cobb an excuse to go over to Japan to try to get his championship back. And also, it frees him up right now. I think he should be making a run for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That's just my personal opinion. And I think if you have him lose that television championship to at least a credible opponent, he saves face and it clears him to go after the top prize in Ring of Honor. But that's just my thinking, my logic, how I'm going with it.
All right, and we'll get to your live comments in a second, and we're getting a lot of live comments, so we'll maybe every third match or fourth match, because I know Boom Boom has to leave soon, so we'll try to get through the card and then hit your live comments. I just wanted the people to know that we're not ignoring them. All right, Boom's next match.
All right, next is going to be a singles match. You're going to have Dalton Castle versus ROH. This is both ROH versus ROH.
I love Dalton. Oh, go ahead.
God,
Sorry.
I'm gonna go with ROH. To me, ROH is the shiny new toy. Dalton Castle's got enough credibility where if he loses, I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. Plus, he's coming off that bad injury that he suffered and he had to slog through as the champion. But he's really bounced back from it. But I got ROH. I've just got ROH in this one.
I love Dalton Castle more than a straight man should.
And he loves you more than a straight man should. I
love Dalton Castle. Like, it was up to me, Okada would have a real opponent, and that real opponent would be Dalton Castle. I love Dalton Castle. There. If loving Dalton Castle's wrong, then I don't want to be right. How awesome is his suplex? Seriously. I am team Dalton Castle through and through. I don't even care if Dalton Castle comes in PewDiePie style with no legs. I'm still rooting for Dalton Castle. So Dalton Castle's my pick.
All right, next here, this is going to be for the Women of Honor World Championship. You have the champion, Mayu Iwatani, taking on the former champion, Kelly Klein. I really don't understand the logic of this. I don't understand why Kelly Klein lost her championship, 2 months within her run after becoming the second Women of Honor champion, especially beating 3 women in one night in a 4-way. That is beyond me. I don't know if they're just setting it up specifically for a title change here at Madison Square Garden, but I'm going to go with a champion here, Mayu Iwatani, just because I think he needs some title retentions and.
Yeah, I'm going with her just for the simple fact is that she's an amazing wrestler. You have the Stardom connections. You have. We're trying to have an international card where it's the best of the East meets the best of the West. And I think, so that's my prediction.
But it wouldn't shock me if Kelly Klein won. To me, it wouldn't make sense. Why would you put the championship on her, have her lose it 2 months later, put it on a Stardom girl, go to Madison Square Garden, have her take it right back off? I just
we already have a woman doing that. His name is Jay White.
Oh, next is going to be a special NYC street fight. Bully Ray has issued an open challenge, and that challenge has been answered. New Japan's Juice Robinson will answer that, so we're going to have a special street fight between Bully Ray and Juice Robinson.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be honest with you, Dave. I'm kind of disappointed.
What?
Or you tell me what you think. I'll tell you why I'm disappointed.
All right. I don't know why you're disappointed. If it's a Dudley fact, I love the Dudleys, and I know that's not always a popular thing. But Juice Robinson is so over. I live in Japan, and he's so over. He's probably the most over, foreigner wrestler or gaijin in a really long time. And he's just stuck in the mid-card while we have the fucking piece of shit as champion. He is beloved here. And I love the promos that he does. I love the way he talks. I love the way, you know what I mean? He just gets it. Because, there is a difference between, Western and Eastern fans, and there's even a difference of what each other thinks of the other. Like Japanese fans will be like, oh, that's what foreigners think of us. And then foreigners are like, this is what Japanese fans think. And it's like, all right. But I can just tell you, a guy living here that goes to a lot of events, Juice Robinson is fucking over. And it's super exciting and that he stepped up and he's going against Bully Ray. So I'm super excited. But then again, I don't know. Because it's one of those things when you live on this island, when you live somewhere, you can read online, but you don't know. Boom. So I guess my question to you is, Juice Robinson's beyond over here. What is he like out there?
You know, a lot of people, sadly, over here, I mean, unless you're like a New Japan fan, you really don't know who he is. You may, if you're like a super wrestling nerd, you may remember him as CJ Parker in NXT. But chances are, if you knew he was CJ Parker in NXT, you know about his exploits in Japan and you love him. So either I think it's either you love who he is or you don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah. So, why are you disappointed?
Because I started thinking, like, God, who would I love to see, go toe to toe with Bully Ray in a street fight? And my first thought was Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking Makabe.
Yeah, I know he's got Bloodsport, with Barnett, and I was like, okay, maybe he can't make 2 matches at least like that, or maybe he can, I don't know. And I thought about, well, what about Tomohiro Ishii? I would have just loved to see two just beating the crap out of each other. So I guess maybe it's because my own imagination. I'm like, wow, endless possibilities. It's like, even you said Makabe. Just think about all these, these tough guys that could actually, you could think would legitimately square up against Bully Ray in a legit fight. And then it's like, no disrespect to Juice Robinson. I love Juice Robinson, and I hope he wins. But I just think of all the different people you could have gotten there, and you could have really seen basically a fucking bloodbath. It's just, it kind of falls short. And some people were thinking maybe it should have been Flip Gordon, but he got hurt, so Juice Robinson was just the substitute. So,
see, I prefer Juice over Flip because to me, even though Juice Robinson is American, I just think he's like, oh, that's a New Japan guy.
Yeah.
Where Flip, I'm like, of course they can do Flip versus Bully at any pay-per-view.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, you know what? Now that we know who it is, I'm gonna go Bully Ray on this one, just because if he doesn't know who it is, and they come out there, and it's another big tough guy like Ishii, then okay, wow, he ran his mouth, got himself in trouble. Now this one, he knows who his opponent is, he knows how to prepare, and it's his type of fight. So why would he lose?
Yeah. I'm just picturing it. They're going to do the story where Bully Ray bullies someone, and then that someone upsets him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think Juice Robinson kind of fits that role. So, yeah. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not disappointing, if that makes sense.
Okay, I understand.
So,
okay. Next year, this is, in my opinion, is going to steal the show. You're going to have New Japan versus Ring of Honor versus CMLL. You're going to have Taiji Ishimura defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Dragon Lee and Bandito. This, kids, buckle your seatbelts.
It reminds me of WCW in their prime, when they would get people from all around the world to fight each other in the cruiserweight division.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, WWE fans only see, WCW as a joke, but it used to be pretty awesome. Or like even old school ECW before WCW and WWE took all their talent. It's just, I don't know. It's the type of match as a kid I enjoyed. I loved seeing wrestlers from around the world go at it, so I'm really going to enjoy this. I think the champ retains, though.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's just no way he can lose, especially when they're about to go into Best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah.
I think he wins, and I think both these guys, both Dragon Lee and Bandito, get invited to Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
So, there you go. All right. We got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 4 or 5 more matches. Do you want to do comments, or you want to rock our predictions, then do comments?
Let's rock our predictions, then we can just nail comments to the end of the show. So if everybody out there, we're not ignoring you. Just hold your comments till we get done, and that way we'll tackle them all in a row here. Next, this is the 6th match on the card. Now, this one is the only one I've kind of got objections to.
They ruined it. They WWE'd it.
Yeah, they WWE'd the fuck out of this one. This is now both the IWGP and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships are on the line. This is going to be a 4 match. You have the Guerrillas of Destiny versus the Briscoes versus Villain Enterprises versus LIJ. This is going to be chaotic. I just don't know how you pull this off and say face at the same time. I mean, I don't know how this is going to work. So whoever takes the pin or whoever gets the win, they're both. I mean, they're dual champions. This should have been a one-on-one. This should have been Gorillas of Destiny versus the Briscoes. Much like Osprey and Cobb. It should have been that, but now this is absolutely chaos. You've thrown in Villain Enterprises and LIJ. I really don't know how you do this.
What you basically did, you WWE'd something.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a dream match, a tag team dream match. I like, even if you didn't dream of this match, as soon as they said these two guys are going to go at it, you fucking like, this is going to be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Because Ring of Honor, the Briscoes, the Bullet Club, God, New Japan, like you could say whatever you want. Those tag teams represent the tag team heavyweight division of their companies. So it was kind of like, here's our best team versus your best team. And now it's who gives a fuck. It went from, in my opinion, a dream match to yeah, I'll check Twitter during this match. You know what I mean? It's just, how could you fuck it up so badly? How can you fuck it up so badly? Because I can't explain how much the care meter went down. I was at, I don't know what's going to be the matches. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen at G1. They announced a match. Holy fuck, this is going to be awesome. All right, well, I guess I got to sit through it. And the thing is, it might be awesome. I'm just telling you how I feel going into this match. I don't give a fuck anymore. Instantly. Overnight, I don't give a fuck.
Really?
I mean, really, the thing is, I went into this match thinking it's a dream match that I didn't know I was dreaming about. I hope it's good because I don't give a fuck. Am I the only one that thinks like that?
I don't want to say that I don't care about it. That it's not going to be me. It's just I just don't understand how they're going to do it and have it make sense.
Yeah. It's just, God, I don't know. And if they WWE this even more, where one team, oh God, it's going to be a double pin. Oh God, I fucking hate my life. Just, yeah, I got nothing good to say about this. And the thing is, I'm going in bitter. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, let's just skip. I mean, what else can we say about this fucking match? It was a dream match. Now it should be on the fucking
You
card.
know what? I'm going to go with the Briscoes in this one.
I don't give a fuck. As long as they're in a double finish, I'll be okay.
Right.
Whatever, dude. Congratulations. Not only that, but both companies have a hard time with their tag team division. You know what I mean? Ring of Honor is like the Briscoes and whoever's there. Bullet Club, it's like, okay, whoever's there. You know what I mean? They're having a hard time. And you finally have a big match and you fuck it up. Just stop doing tag team wrestling. Give up. It's over. This is fucking Booms, I'm emotional. Let's go to the next match.
Next match is actually going to be a return match from the New Japan Cup. You remember Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in the New Japan Cup. Well, this time they're going to do a rematch, but this time Zack Sabre Jr. is going to put his British Heavyweight Championship on the line.
Can I go first on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think for everyone to win, Tanahashi has to win this match. Because it's the British World Heavyweight Championship. If he wins, no one's gonna give a fuck. Tanahashi, even though I hate him when he faces Okada, he's still a legend. He's still a huge part of New Japan. On his biggest event, he can win that title. The title switched hands. Tanahashi then has to go to Europe. Like, it is win-win for everybody if Tanahashi wins. I think it is a million times more special if Tanahashi wins. Because obviously Tanahashi is not going to keep the title for long. But you're like, think of it as the British World Champion. You just had your champion go in Madison Square Garden, defending that title in one of the biggest events in pro wrestling history, especially non-WWE events. And now Tanahashi has to come home to England, or wherever the fuck you guys are in Europe. And, there's going to be a match in Europe. And then, bow. It's so fucking win-win. It's like, if Tanahashi doesn't win this, it's just like, yay, we don't know how to run a business. Yeah, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm almost saying it's my lock of the century of the week. The only way this Tanahashi doesn't win is if they're god-awful at business. Hence your champion.
Me, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Zack Sabre Jr. Tanahashi beat Zack Sabre Jr. in the Cup because it appeared that Zack Sabre Jr. took him lightly, and he got a little cocky there. And I think if he loses again or doesn't take him seriously this time, he's an idiot. And plus, I think Tanahashi's hurt a little bit because he never did the high fly flow once in that tournament. So, which maybe he's a little bit, or maybe that's part of the storyline, or maybe he's legitimately a little bit more hurt than what we believe. So maybe this is like a match he's going to take, then he's going to take a break. But either way, I still have Zack Sabre Jr. Retaining his British Heavyweight Champion, because here's another thing: if I'm a promoter and I've got my British Heavyweight Champion, why the hell would I want to do a title change or risk losing money? With the championship changing hands on somebody else's show when they can come over to my show and then maybe I can switch, do a title change.
Not so fast, my fellow friend. A, it makes the title more prestigious. B, it means a superstar is coming to your town. C, it's a best of fucking 3. It's like, oh, I beat you in the tournament. All right. Now I'm gonna fucking, you beat me at Madison Square Garden for the title. Now you come to my turf. Best of fucking 3 now. It makes so much sense for Tanahashi winning. Like, yeah. Don't WWE this up. You already did it to the tag team division. Don't do it to the British Heavyweight Champion. Because not only that, but okay, imagine you're LK and you're like, hey guys, I'm training for Pro Wrest. Oh my God, I love England. That's how he sounds, right? Yes, and he's like, oh my God, my fucking champion lost. Oh, because like, first off, the fact that, he beat Tanahashi in the first place makes your little island happy. Then you go to Madison Square Garden. Your title's on the line. That makes you happy. Then Tanahashi beats him, and match 3 is in your backyard. Think of all the little LKs going crazy. Think about it. Next match.
You make a point, but, we're actually going to see, so maybe I'm completely wrong. Next, we're going to have Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi, this time for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Now, these two faced off in the first round of the New Japan Cup. Kota Ibushi got the win over Naito. Now, normally I would say that Naito retains, but Kota Ibushi has signed a long-term, or at least a 2-year contract with New Japan. He's a fan favorite. Naito really doesn't need the Intercontinental Championship. I'd like to see him make a run for the Heavyweight Championship again, or they may be biding their time to the G1. There's just a million different scenarios that I can see here. Yeah. Or do you do the opposite? You have Naito retain, and then you have Ibushi make the run through the G1 tournament. There's just a lot of different possibilities. Plus, but Naito also says he wants to be the first ever dual champion, being the Intercontinental and IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Where do you go on this one? I mean, to me, this is another pick'em. This is another, Cobb, Osprey match. This is a toss-up. I'll be happy no matter whoever wins. I just hope they go somewhere with it.
Yeah, I want to extend on that idea, Boom Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck who wins. But talent needs to be in the goddamn main event. All right? Talent needs to be in the main event. And these two guys, I have a theory and I have a prediction. One of these two guys, if not both of them, need to be in the main event at Wrestle Kingdom. End of fucking story. We need 2 good pro wrestlers in the main event. Now, with that said, I think Naito wins because I think whoever loses this is almost the favorite to win the G1. It's like, all right, you lost this match. That means you're going to have to win the G1. But I think Naito beats Ibushi. Naito combines the titles, all right? And then Ibushi wins the G1. That's my prediction. Either way, Okada, Naito, and Ibushi, two of those three guys, not a three-way. Naito. Not a three-way. Two of the three of those guys need to be the legit main event at Wrestle Kingdom.
Amen. Amen. That being said, I'm going to do a toss-up here, and I know I'm going to regret it no matter what I say. I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to go with Naito.
All right. Well, I'll go the opposite. So one of us has to be right.
There you go.
I'm going to Ibushi. That's how we get 100% on this show. I'll just pick the opposite guy, and then when we get like as a team, we're 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, have you ever seen those shit podcasts that like legit brag about their percentage?
Oh my god, I'm like, dude, seriously?
Well, we got 100%. If I pick whoever you don't pick as a show, it's 100% correct. Yeah, I just want to see a great match between these two. And I'm going to say something very unpopular.
Okay.
Naito is crazy famous and deserves the championship. But I kind of want to see the Naito who tries. I think a lot of times Naito is like, oh, I'm going to wrestle at 60% because I'm a fucking heel. Get it? And I'm like, no, you can be so much better. With that said, he is better than 90% of the roster at 60%. But I do want to see him go 100% again. I know that's a very unpopular opinion. Send your hates to at KocoSports on the Twitter machine.
All right, next here, this is going to be the main event for Ring of Honor for their portion. It's going to be a three-way ladder match. You have the champion Jay Lethal defending against Matt Taven and Marty Scurll.
I would say I'm a casual Ring of Honor fan. When I watch it, I love it, but sometimes I walk away. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. It's one of those, I'm going to throw an opinion out there, and I don't know if it's correct. I don't think Taven should be in this match. I think it should just be a one-on-one match. I don't know what the storylines are. I don't know what the matches are. So it's like one of those, I'm giving an opinion, but I could be 100% wrong on this. But I think it should be one-on-one. Your thoughts?
Well, basically what happened storyline-wise is Lethal and Taven tied it up for a match at their anniversary event, and they went to a full 60-minute time limit draw. And then so obviously Taven wanted a rematch, but Scurll stepped in and said that he had a right to to challenge for the ring. Basically, kind of like their version of Money in the Bank. He cashed it in, so now they turned it into a three-way. And since it's a ladder war here, I'm going to go shocker. I'm going to pick Matt Taven.
All right. Yeah, I did see the 60-minute match, and yeah, it was a 60-minute match. That's, I guess. Yeah, to me, I find it be awesome. I don't know who's going to win just because I don't keep up with Ring of Honor as much as I probably should. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be rooting for Jay Lethal.
All right.
What's your prediction, sir?
Again, I'm going to go Matt Taven. I just think, he had that match. They smashed his, that purple belt that he had, what he called the Real World Heavyweight Championship. I think Scurll's there to help Jay Lethal save some face, and I think we're going to get a shocker here because Taven's been extremely loyal to the company, and I think they're going to roll the dice with him.
All right.
I mean, Jay Lethal's already set the record. He's already surpassed Samoa Joe for most combined days is Ring of Honor World Champion. I mean, there's really not much left for him to do now. Scurll, we know he's going to be leaving Ring of Honor as soon as his contract comes up this spring. Actually, it's probably in a few more weeks, as a matter of fact. and uh, I think I think the time's right. Let's just go ahead and let's do a historic title change.
All right. We'll find out what happens. I'm a Jay
Right.
Lethal guy through and through. All right. Once
Next, we
again,
get to the main event here. This is for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The champion, Jay White, taking on the winner of the New Japan Cup, Kazuchika Okada. Now, Koco, is the winner going to be Okada, or is it going to be Okada?
I don't know, because this is the second huge event this year that Okada doesn't have a match. The first time I was there, fucking Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck happened. He was wrestling around with fucking, I don't know, some fucking guy in a leather jacket. Maybe a fan rushed the ring, and then the event was over, and some fucking, you know what? You fucking Americans love this fucking asshole. You can have him. Don't let him get back on the fucking plane. You know, I know there's this popular idea like, oh, well, he's better than Kenny Omega. At what? At what? He ain't fucking better at him than Super Nintendo. He's not better at him than Street Fighter. What the fuck is what? I've been dreaming about New Japan going to Madison Square Garden and having a big event like this, and it's ruined by this guy. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the match. Like, I haven't decided yet, because like, I can't watch. Like, I'm romantic, and sometimes I get a little passionate. But the IWGP champion should be the best wrestler in the world, and it should be the best wrestler in the company. And yeah, you guys, like, I know what pisses me off even more. I don't think I hate Jay White that much. I hate the fact that Western fans blindly defend this fucking guy when they didn't. Like, no one put this fucking guy over except one lady, I forget her name, on SOS Wrestle Talk, and I apologize. If she's the only one out there being like, yeah, I fucking like Jay White, she gets a pass. Because, I don't know, I went 55 minutes, and motherfuckers are still like, why don't you like this guy? He is by far the worst IWGP champion of all time. And you know what? Like, no one disagrees that I met. I go to Japanese pro wrestling bars. I go, you know, their attitude is like, oh, don't worry, it's almost over. And people are like, oh, he's got fucking heel heat. It's like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But all right. There's nothing good I could say about the guy. You know, and here's the thing. I actually don't hate him. I hate the position he's in, and I hate people changing their attitude because they have to blindly defend something. And when you blindly defend something, it goes down. When you blindly defend ECW, it goes down. When you blindly defend TNA, it goes down. All Japan, when it was at its peak, when you blindly defended it, it went down. New Japan has always been about, at least in my eyes, the best wrestler should be champion. And that is not the fucking case. And, you know, sure, he's better. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you legit think he's better than Kenny Omega, I want to hear those views before he was champion in a contract dispute. You know what? I feel bad for the kid because his career is pretty much on damage control for the rest of his fucking life. Like, and here's the thing. Remember when AJ Styles won the title too fast? We complained about that. You honestly think he is better than AJ Styles? You honestly think that? You can look. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch the match. I'm going to watch the event because I waited my whole life for this. I gave away tickets already a bunch of times to not watch New Japan live. I know what it is. Beyond disappointed. And it's one of those things when you're like, no, this guy's not fucking good. And the whole world's like, oh, he's fucking better than Kenny Omega. You're just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to step aside. I don't know if I can even watch this fucking match. I may watch it at the end. Because here's the thing. If Okada wins, who gives a fuck? This kid this kid shouldn't be there. If Okada loses, we're like, all right, cool. I'll just tell me when he loses.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's everything.
Wake me up when September comes.
I'm having this. I had this argument in my back pocket for a while because our buddy Wrestling Ranton brought this up. Is we're all operating under the assumption that whoever won the New Japan Cup is going to beat Jay White. What if he doesn't?
Then I'll just fucking have to see a shitty fucking champion for more time. That's it. Like, all right, you punished us. Keep punishing us. Long-term booking. Great. Because here's the thing. The guy who beats him isn't going to get this huge fucking pop, this huge fucking celebration. All right, Okada loses. All right, that sucks. And that's the thing. That's the thing. The first time in a very long time, maybe the first time ever, when the champion of the IWGP title wins, they're going to be thinking about booking. I mean, some Western fans were really upset about Okada's long title run, but people are like, no, he's the best wrestler in the world. He should have the fucking title. So, like, in New Japan, it wasn't that big a deal. But you're going to get people to fucking turn. And it's just be like, all right. And then you got heel heat, but then apologize to Rick Rude. When the fuck is not being talented considered heel heat? I mean, if that's the case, I'm the biggest fucking heel in the world. I can barely fucking walk up the goddamn steps to get to the ring. Holy shit! He can't get inside the ropes because he has a broken back. Heel heat! Look at the fucking heel heat! He can't accomplish one wrestling move. Heel heat! He's working the crowd.
Koco.
Sorry. A hot tag. I'm too emotional, brother.
Yeah, you are. All right, so who you picking?
Okada doesn't have an opponent. It doesn't fucking even matter.
Okay.
There. That's my prediction.
All right. I'm gonna go with Okada.
All right. Well, hopefully this is over. And not all that, but let's say Okada was. And let's say, there's been reports online that Dave Meltzer said this. I have to make that very clear because sometimes Dave Meltzer doesn't say this stuff he gets credit for. That he's just taking Kenny Omega's spot. Then why have 2 Iron Sheik champions in a row? Why have 2 transitional champions in a row? I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought 55 minutes was enough, but if you legit think he's a great fucking champion, then we just don't agree. That's it. Yeah, because some people send me shit all the time. And they're like, well, look at this fucking guy. And this guy made this really good video. I don't want to knock his video, but he's just showing replays of him doing moves. And he's like, look how he ducks the second fucking elbow. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's how fucking pro wrestling works. Doesn't mean he's a good fucking wrestler. I don't know. And I feel bad. I honestly feel bad for Jay White. Because if he keeps the title, all right, well, wake me up when a real champion shows up. And if he loses the title, then he has to prove that he's a good wrestler. Where, if he was never put in his spot, he could have grown. And Booms, we have it. We don't hide. We don't hide anything. And now that Booms, for the record, did I not invite every single fucking person we know to debate me about Jay White?
Yeah.
Booms, how many people answered that request?
Nobody.
All right. Yeah, Okada's not going to have a fucking match in the 2 biggest events of the year. In less than a year. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I should even have a reaction anymore. Just legit. Is there an app that just alerts you when Jay White loses the title? All right, Booms. You want to go to live comments?
All right, let's go to live comments. I'm gonna read. You're not. You're gonna sit there and answer them.
All right. Try not to skip any.
Okay. Rick 1982 says, hello all. Do you see Lacey Evans winning the Women's Battle Royal this Sunday at WrestleMania 35?
Asuka should win. I mean, she has nothing else going for her. I don't know. Outside of the women being, yeah.
I don't see why not. I mean,
why not?
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Rick 92 also asked, if Suzuki decided to get back into MMA, how would he do against the current crop of fighters?
Oh, that's tough because even though I love him, he's getting up there in age, and MMA is a young man's sport.
He's right around 50 years old, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I
I.
don't think he'd fare too well against a young guy. I mean, look at
I mean,
people
yeah.
like Shamrock and Tito Ortiz. I mean, they were still good, but age has a way of catching up with you, and losing a step, especially in MMA, can be the difference between winning and losing. So, while I don't think he'd be a slouch, I just don't. I mean, you mean tell me some fully trained guy who's like 22, 23, black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu going up against a 50-year-old guy? I think maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's always like youth versus experience argument, but as it stands right now, I don't know how well he'd be able to hang in there at his age. I think it's just age. Just age is my big thing. I mean, he's still in great shape and he still can kick ass, still kick all our asses. But when you get into competitive sports like that, I just don't know.
It may be another legend or someone that's really just starting out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying this to knock him, but someone. I'm kind of knocking him, but not really. One like a CM Punk would make sense. Like someone that doesn't have much experience but has a ton of name value would make sense, or a legend. But like he's not making it to the UFC, and it hurts me to say that, but it's just the UFC. Love him or hate him, they have the best fighters in the world right now. And I don't think he'll main it. Yeah, I don't know. I the thing is too, I don't know if he would get a license. Where would you get? Oh, Japan. They would fucking license anyone. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like UFC competition now. Maybe like a CM Punk or something. But yeah.
Rajesh Jogani, I just butchered your name. I apologize. He says, Dave, what was the best match of the New Japan Cup in your opinion?
New Japan Cup saved my fandom. I think if New Japan Cup wasn't good, I don't even know if I'd be watching the MSG show. And that fucking hurts me because I've been a fan for a long time. And maybe I'm just a crumpy old man, but people defending the Jay White thing is like, dude, get the fuck out of here. 1-5 to New Japan Cup has been horrible. And anyone who says anything different just lives in a world of denial or just hasn't watched New Japan that long. Man, there's so many. I thought Sonata had a great run. Okada matches I thought were amazing. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. What's your favorite? I got a really bad I got really bad memory, but I just remember enjoying it so much.
Two that really stick out to me were Naito Ibushi and then Okada Ishii. Were the two that really stuck out to me.
All right. So yeah. All right. What's up next?
Next question here is, I wonder how the stage setup will look for the New Japan Ring of Honor show this Saturday night.
I'm very interested in that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just because like it's one of their biggest events, but they're both small companies. But I don't know. New Japan always does great stuff for 1-4. I'm very interested in this. I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. It's a complete mystery, but it's something I'm very interested in. And I thought if it looked amazing, they would tweet it out early because that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's your call? As big as Wrestle Kingdom, somewhere in between, Monday Night Raw.
I think it's going to be. They're going to be using all the Ring of Honor stuff because it seems to make the most sense.
Yeah, but do you think it'll be something extra special?
Probably a little bit bigger, maybe a couple other few things. But I kind of like Ring of Honor set up on their little Titantrons that they have strung up. I really think that's the best way to do. I think that's what I see them doing. I mean, maybe kind of like their standard setup, maybe with a few extra monitors, but you'll never know. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Is it something you think about? It'd be interesting.
No, I don't really think about it.
Oh, really? Because I think like, pro wrestling fans, sports entertainment fans care about that stuff a lot. You know what I mean? And if you're trying to win over fans, but maybe they just have to focus on what they do. I don't know. I've actually thought about it a lot, to be honest. I'm very interested. Go ahead, Booms.
Do you see WWE signing more people after WrestleMania weekend is over? I see them just signing people all the time now.
Yeah, because they got just too much competition. They have so many shows. You know what I mean? Like me and Boom Boom we're trying to get back into reviewing shows, and I know it's gonna sound ridiculous. It's kind of overwhelming. Like, Booms, what do you want to start with? You know what I mean? There's just so much. So the fact that it's overwhelming for nerds like us, that just means they need tons of talent, you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, they're just going to sign up everyone for two reasons. One, because they need talent for all these shows. Two, you got to make sure these talents don't go to the competitors. So it's a, yeah, two-part reason.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Next, let's see. Do you see Bandito in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament this year? I do.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. They need more international guys and they need more talent. If you're gonna be this company that always puts on tournaments, you have to fucking do, because like here's the thing. I know long-term booking, the World Tag League fucking sucked a dick. And I was there live. It just sucked a dick. And on top of it sucking a dick, they teased an amazing storyline. And here's the thing, you can blame stuff on contracts, but to tease an amazing storyline and just drop it, that's not long-term booking. That's a dick move. It's beyond a fucking dick move. I'm not anti-tournaments. I love the tournaments. I love New Japan schedule, but you have to get talented wrestlers in there, and you're gonna have to like get some international flavor in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think it's a smart move. I mean, what's the point of having all these partnerships if you don't use them? Yeah. James Legend is here just so he doesn't get fined.
That's about right. We need to get James on these shows more. James is always like, James, Boom, you're the only rock. Everyone says they want to be what Boom Boom is, but no one ever does. Everyone's like, I want to host shows. All right, let's host shows. Nah, I'm cool. Boom's like, I'm here. You know, hey, I want to be on Koco Plays. All right, then be on Koco Plays. Like, I don't know. Pretty much, because we get this all the time. You want to be on the show? Show us a video of you doing it so that we know that you're capable of doing it, and then come on the show. That's it. That's it. You're never going to get paid because there's no money because I curse too much. Wow, you're caught up. You see behind the curtains. But Boom Boom's the only one. Boom's like, hey, you want to do a show? You know what? This might shock some people, but Boom Boom shows up for the shows he wants to be on. Thank you, Boom Boom. Thank you, Boom Boom. Thank you, Boom Boom. But no, I love James Legend with all my heart. But yeah, we need James Legend on more shows. There. I said it. I'm going to throw it out there. All right, go ahead.
Did you hear about Elgin leaving New Japan? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to go. Now, is he going to go back to Ring of Honor? I just don't know.
Maybe try for WWE. I don't know. I don't know. I'm indifferent. Like, and I don't mean that as an insult, but if he comes back, I'm happy. If he goes somewhere, I'm happy. I'm a big fan of Elgin. I really am. So, and I thought he was a talented guy, you know. Yeah, I like Elgin. So hopefully he comes back. I don't know. All right, let's be Elgin's agents. Mm-hmm. All right? We're not Elgin haters. We're Elgin's agents. You know his talent, you know his weaknesses. Where do you think is the best fit for him?
If it was me, if I was his agent, what I would tell him to do is go get booked at any place you can get booked, any independent show you can get booked on, go get booked on. Impact included. Maybe Ring of Honor, maybe want to give him another look. Evolve if necessary, especially up in Canada, his home country. I would just tell him go around the world. You know, if you need to appear in Triple H, appear in Triple H. I would just basically try to keep his name out there. And, you know, really show off what he's got. And, you know, maybe somebody will come calling and want to sign him full time.
See, that would be plan B. If I was his agent, I'd go to NXT. And not just because it's WWE. But hear me out. Elgin, I feel, is a key role player who's awesome, that can impress people and get a main event push. If you're a key role player, I think that's a perfect gig for NXT. You know what I mean? I can see him coming to NXT. Because, like, I picture Elgin wherever he goes. It's kind of like the New Japan thing. And here's the thing. Jay White fucking Defenders. Boom Boom will tell you, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to eat fucking crow. I had to eat crow with Elgin in the G1. Remember that, Booms?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I fucking ate the crow. I'm not scared to eat the fucking crow. Are you fucking scared to put on a good match, Jay White?
Elgin back in that day was, I mean, he was an okay Ring of Honor wrestler. He was the champion. He became the champion at one point, and we're just like, oh, we're really not buying this. And then they said, okay, well, we're going to send somebody over to New Japan, to do the G1 tournament. Like, oh, who is it? Oh, it's Michael Elgin. We're like, oh man, we're sorry, man.
Yeah, we were fucking
best wrestler. And then he had probably the best tournament, best showing of his career.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I was like, whoa, where the hell has this guy been? He can actually wrestle. What the fuck? And then next thing you know, boom, he signed full time with New Japan.
So for everyone that's pro Jay White and you're like, oh, Dave will never fucking admit he's wrong. Boom, boom, you've been here long enough that I'll be the first one to eat some fucking crow and be happy about it.
Jay White has a Michael Elgin moment, then yeah, we will.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think wherever he goes, he's going to be a role guy that has to prove himself. You might as well just go to the NXT then. That's my theory.
All right, and then now Rick 1982, who's been spamming us here with comments, he's saying his picks are Yano to win the Rumble.
Oh, Osprey, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, Osprey to win over Cobb, Roosh to win over Castle, Kelly Klein to win the Women of Honor, Bully Ray to win the street fight, Ishimura Jr. heavyweight, LIJ in the tags, Zack Sabre Jr. in the British, Naito in the IC, and Taven winning ROH, and then Jay White retaining over Okada, and he put in parentheses, sorry, Koco. He says, I'll be rooting for Okada, but I have a bad feeling White's retaining. Ghetto's going to piss Koco off, LOL.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I think his picks are the safe picks. Like, I don't mean anything by his picks. Like, I think they're safe picks, but I think, like, if they go that route, then the event doesn't feel special. Like, nothing special happened. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to knock it, but yeah. I could totally see it that way. I just know as a fan, I'd be disappointed. But maybe I'm the only one. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I want to try not to be emotional. I'm just going to be like, none of this fucking counts. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
All right, now Rick 1982 is busting your balls. He's saying, so Bob Sapp's a better IWGP heavyweight champion than Jay White?
Yes, he is. And I'm going to completely fucking defend this to my fucking death. Because if you listen to the 55 minutes, everyone's like, oh, fucking break down why you hate Jay White. 55 minutes later, they're like, oh, what about this? No, because his star power at the time was beyond fucking humongous. He was on television, he was on radio, and I included star power and that, and not only that, but he was a mixed martial artist, K1 guy, fucking rocking pay-per-views. No, he's by far a better champion than that. And then, so yeah, no. Bob Sapp. Now here's the thing: Jay White is more talented than Bob Sapp, but Jay White's still a worse champion. He's way worse champion. Bob Sapp was beyond a phenom here in Japan. Beyond. And, the IWGP title does lean towards mixed martial artists, So, yeah, no, I in the 55-minute rant that no one listened to, I did rank him as the worst champion, and I did consider. There is one Russian martial artist who's a short champion that I didn't know enough about. So I was like, oh, maybe Jay White's better than him. So... But everyone else, no, Jay White's the worst IWGP champion of all time. Because, like, if you go back in history this way, Bob Sapp was a disaster. But at the time, and you're going this way, he wasn't a disaster at all. So, 55 minutes, boom, boom. And people are like, I wanted you to talk more. Like, what? I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Maybe that's it. They'll just like, why do you hate him? And they'll just keep asking, and then just 1 minute, I'll be like, okay, you know what? You're right. The 76 hours I've been complaining about him, you're right. Hey, maybe he isn't that bad.
All right. So, yeah. In the last two comments here, again from Rick 1982, for one, he just said he's going to let you know who wins the main event because he's going to be watching it on New Japan World.
Nice.
And he also says, and this is just his last statement, this is the last comment that we've got in the chat, and it says, imagine they did Suzuki versus Couture.
That would be amazing.
That would be good.
I still think Randy Couture wins if it's a shoot. And I love Suzuki Gun, so. What were you about to say, Booms?
I was about to say, yeah, they're about the, because they're about the same level. I mean, they're older, but they got the same experience level. So I think it would be a fair fight.
I still think Randy takes him. Randy, yeah, I loves it, and it hurts me to say it. I would pay $1 million. I wouldn't pay $1 million. I don't have $1 million, but I'd pay pay-per-view prices. I would definitely put all my money on Randy Couture, though. Yeah, he's one of the greatest fucking fighters / wrestlers of all time. I don't know. I love Suzuki Gun, so it hurts me to talk like that, but I think it's a mismatch.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the last one, Coco. So go ahead and wrap this bad boy up.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Dude, listen, my life has been in shits, and it's coming out of being in shits. And I have to focus on being a nerd again. So I'm hoping that I can get my nerd life together. My real life was in the shit, so I walked away from my nerd life, but my life is a little bit better now, and I want to rebuild my nerd life. And I know it's hard to rebuild something online once it's been dead, Google Plus, MySpace, but I have fun doing this. I have fun doing this, and I don't know if we'll ever make a career out of it, but it would be nice to take it a little more seriously than we do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of this falls on me. I mean, sometimes I throw people under the bus just joking around, but seriously, the downfall of everything is my fault, and I'm hoping that I can rebuild it. So we're hoping to rebuild KocoSports soon. We're hoping to. I've been really working hard on Koco Plays. I'm going to work hard on the books. It's just, yeah, I got really crazy depressed, and I don't know how much I want to go into it, but I had to walk away. Like I just had so much basically depression and shit on my plate that I was just like, Booms, I can't yell about Jay White and John Cena anymore. I got to walk away. So I want to apologize to anyone that's ever worked with us, just because when I walked away, it was just hard because, it's like, hey, fucking, that's the guy who runs it and he ain't doing shit. Why the fuck should I do shit? And it's completely justified. But Booms, he fucking stuck. He was the Rock. He stuck through it all, and I just hope to rebuild it. I don't know if we'll ever be as big as we are or get as big as like, oh, we'll do this full time, but I want it to be big enough that the guys that were loyal to me, such as Boom Boom, Jerry, Pablo, James, that they're proud of it again. So that's what I'm going to work on. And yeah, and I wrote a book called Operation Freak Show. It's really dark. Who figured that? A guy who had depression could write dark shit. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited to where it's going. I don't want to make any promises, except I want to focus more on my nerd life. Booms, you have anything else to say?
No, just stay tuned. We're going to try to knock out some of these other cards as WrestleMania week is here. And be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure you hit that notification bell because we're going live at odd times, and you can always be part of the action. And be sure to leave a comment down here in the comment section, and we'll be trying to get back with you as soon as we can.
And my passion is Koco Plays. I need this to take off. Booms, did you enjoy Koco Plays? Is that the first time you ever watched Boom Boom?
Yeah, first time I ever watched you play.
Booms.
They should call it Okada versus whoever.
It is. Well, it is. No, I also play NHL. But it's so funny, too, because like sometimes a new viewer will come on and be like, hey, can you play someone else's Okada? I'm like, sir, this channel is not for you. This channel is not for you. We're not that type of channel. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I think that's it, Booms. I love you. And with that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-na-na-na. Hey.